Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another video. A couple of days ago, I uploaded a video based off of all the Clash Royale cards that I would want to have with me if I was ever stuck on a deserted island. All the cards that would be most helpful in getting off the island. So today I figured we would do that, but the opposite. So instead of having all the cards that would be most helpful on a deserted island, we're going to be playing all the cards that I would not want to have with me on a deserted island. So the first couple are Baby Dragon and Princess because both of those shoot fire, light things on fire, and if we're on an island and they're lighting stuff on fire, then we'll probably burn to death. We also have Lightning because the last thing we want if we're on an island is some kind of tropical storm with lightning. Giant, I wouldn't want him there, not because of his personality or anything like that, but just because he's a big dude, so he would need a lot of food to survive, so rationing out food would kind of be an issue. Hog Rider and Goblin Gang are both there because I don't think they would take it very seriously. They seem like the kind of cards that would just not care that we were stuck and would just kind of goof off until we starve to death. We then have the Demolisher because on top of now worrying about how to get off the island, we're also going to have to worry about the constant threat of being blown up by this guy. And then finally we have Rage because in order to get off the island we'll need to be calm and collected to come up with a solution, so Rage would do the exact opposite of that. So these are going to be the most unhelpful cards and we're going to give it a try today. And today I wanted to share something with you that might give you a little bit more motivation and confidence as you go about your day. And it's that you don't need to be perfect in order to succeed at something. And as a matter of fact, you don't even need to be very good at it. And this isn't like a new revelation or something that I just figured out, but it's something that I've began to realize more and more recently. And I think part of that was because of I've watched movies and YouTube videos, and in some of those movies, some of these actors are not very good. Some of these actors, there's not a ton of them, but there are a couple that are just not very good at acting. When they say their lines, it doesn't feel real, it doesn't feel genuine, it feels super scripted. They're not a good actor, they're not a good actress, and yet they get paid millions of dollars to be in these films, and they're one of the most successful actors. But there's a few that I don't think are very good. There's also some YouTube videos where, occasionally I'll watch like stand-up comedy, and there'll be these comedians that are really big, really famous, and their one job is to be funny, to make the crowd laugh. And there are some comedians that are actually really bad. Like, genuinely, they don't say anything that even closely resembles a joke. Like, they're terrible at their one job, and yet some of them make millions of dollars. And it doesn't seem like it's just my opinion. Like, a couple of them I kind of researched and looked into Reddit, and it seems like a lot of people share the same view that these people are not funny, and yet they still some of them make millions of dollars based on the stand-up comedian, and that's their one job. And some of them are really terrible at their only job. And I also kind of realized this with advertisements as well. Like advertisements on oh man, I don't have a good answer for this. Like advertisements on YouTube and on TV and commercials. And as you probably know, the one goal of advertisements is to bring more people to your company and to kind of portray your advertisement in a way that's going to make more people want to use it. And there are some ads and some commercials that are so repulsive that I don't want to be anywhere near that company. And there's a particular CarMax commercial that makes me want to go to their headquarters, wherever it is, and burn their entire company to the ground. Like, that's a little exaggerated, but there are some ads that are just so repulsive, honestly. And to know that a whole group of people, a whole group of marketing people met together, came up with ideas, and this is the one that they landed on, and they invested millions of dollars in advertising to send this commercial out everywhere, and they put in all this money and paid these actors and put in all of this work. And this is, again, a big company, and the product that they put out is so bad. It's just kind of a um, mind-boggling thing to think about. And so I guess you guys can take that as, hopefully it gives you a little bit of confidence to know that there are people that succeed, there are people that make tons of money, that make a name for themselves, that are really big in a certain career field, and a lot of them are not very good at what they do. A lot of the products that they put out are just absolute terrible, and yet they're still successful. And so, hopefully you can have a little bit of confidence knowing that the bar is set fairly low in a lot of regards. Not in everything in the world, but I've seen a lot of things where it seems like the bar is set low. So don't hold yourself to an impossible standard. Just try your best at something, and even if you're struggling to get a hang of it, honestly, I believe as long as you have good work ethic, you can succeed at anything, because a lot of these huge companies and huge actors are nowhere near perfect or even good. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of confidence today. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.